to really build your expertise in a market that you want to develop, one of the most important things you need to do is to identify the influencers who are speaking to that community. These are the people that are talking to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. And as a result, if you can get them on your side, they're going to tell the world about you. And so what we want to do in the first phase here is we want to put our social listening skills to work to build a list of the most influential people that we are going to first follow, and then we're going to engage with using Twitter and other tools. And so I have 4 tools here for you to look at. Before we go through them, I want to emphasize that the last 3 are for-fee tools. However, you do not have to purchase anything to use them for this course. Their free version that you can get right online is good enough to get you going and to do everything we want to do in the class. After class is done, if you say, I really want to use this, you're welcome to pay the fees and use the tools. However, again, you don't need to use that for fee part to really get to where you want to go here. As you're going through them, I'll give you an example and I'll show you the actual systems at work. And again, you're going to use it for whatever you're searching for in your target market. In other words, the stuff that you've done on social mention will work just as well here to find influencers. The first tool we're going to use is something you already have, which is your Klout system. So you go to Klout.com, and this is my Klout score. And so what I do is go over here on the left, you see the word Explore, you click on it. And so you can set up your own topics. It's built in when you log in. So you log into Klout, you go over to Explore, and so I'm going to use social marketing, which as you see I've used in the past. As I start typing social and go into MAR, you see social marketing come to the fore. All of these are things that I could explore. I could look at social entrepreneurship, social networks, or whatever. I'm going to look at social marketing. I click on that, and it says top experts. And if I go over here to the right, it says view more. So what you're seeing here are the top 9 experts in terms of their Klout score that have expertise in the area of social marketing. So what I would want to do is for each one of these, if I put out my cursor over their face, it tells me that this particular, and I follow this individual, he's got 360,000 followers, and he's an expert in things like WordPress and WordPress tips and blogging tips, so he's a blogger. But the other thing is he's an expert in social marketing. If I want to follow him, I'd click on the follow. The same is true for Jose. Jose has 16,000 followers, but he has a really interesting expertise. Melanie, I've also followed her. She's got 76,000 followers and so forth. So I go through the top 9, clicking on them. Then I would go up to my box and I might put in social media marketing, or I might put in big data, or whatever works for you. If it's something that you've been searching for in social mention, search for it here. Look for companies, look for individuals, and look for topics that are being discussed by your highest value market. And what you want to do is actually go through and actually begin to follow these people to see if they're saying things that you like, and then we'll tell you here in a minute what to do with that. A second tool that you can use is FollowerWonk, okay? Follower, W-O-N-K. And what this is it's a Twitter analytics tool, as you see here. And you can use it in the free version. That works fine. They also have a 30-day try it for free system. I'm doing it in the free version. So what you do here is you click on Search Bios. And what it'll do is it'll load up a box much like you saw with Social Mention. I can either look for profiles or just the bios themselves. I usually use profiles. So I would put in here social marketing, which I'm doing now. Go over here to the Do It box and I click on it. What it's going to do is it's now searching Twitter to identify the top people that I can follow. So these are the people that it has for social marketing. You see it's got the top 50 of over 135,000 plus people. The nice part is I can put in filters to look at them by time periods and things like that. But I don't tend to use that. What I tend to do is I look for 2 things. I want people with a lot of followers, like this second one here, Brian. is obviously not speaking in English, but that's fine for a lot of people. He's got 667,000 followers or whatever. And so I look for those people. And I also sort by social authority to find the most highest authority people. And what I'll do is I will go down through this group. And as you see, there's quite a few of them here. I find ones that look like they're going to be people I'd be interested in following, and I click on follow. And I begin to see what they're talking about, what hashtags they're using, what sort of things are they addressing. Is it something I agree with? And so you begin to go through it. Again, you'll put in social marketing, social media marketing, or all sorts of different terms relative to what you want. The final one is BuzzSumo. Okay, with BuzzSumo, you do the same thing. I enter social marketing, press enter. And what it's done is it now gives me two interesting things. First off, it's finding me actual articles, infographics, and other things that I can search and filter by that on the left-hand side. And then what it tells me is how many people they have following them and what they're talking about. The nice part about this is that you can click on this and actually read this article. It's good oftentimes to put that into your bit.ly and actually tweet those out as interesting articles and let you see it. It also, if you're in the paid version, you can look at backlinks and how they're basically building their social awareness. I use it for that, but I pay for this a lot, but don't do that now. And so what you can do is go down through and find a whole lot of interesting things that are being discussed. You can then go find out who the person is. You see, like Mark Schaefer is an individual that I follow quite a bit, and his Business Grow is a great site. And so you go down through here and you can see who the most influential people are, what they're doing, and so forth. Again, these are all for fee. These last three are for fee, but you could do them for free and learn a lot. So here's what I want you to do. You'll hear about this in the final assignment, but what I want you to do is to find who the influencers are and build a group of them on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever you want to use. And then what I want you to do is say, begin to tweet things out. If you like them and like what they've written, retweet it. And what we're going to do is in our assignment, we're going to say, let's do at least 10 of these per week. But I'd like to see you do 2 or 3 a night because these people publish all the time. And the more that you retweet them on something, an article you really agree with, the more they'll take notice of you, but also you will find people will begin to follow you because you're filtering through the good stuff and focusing them on things that they really ought to be reading. And in return, you'll begin to build your community. So this is a good way to get started. And finding the influencers is the most important first step for you to do that.